So welcome back everyone and good afternoon. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce our speaker for today's session, Dr. Suman Madan, a distinguished academician, researcher, and innovator with over 27 years of teaching and academic leadership experience. Dr. Madan is currently a professor at the UGDX School of Technology, Mumbai, at Atlas Skilltech University, and has previously been associated with reputed institutions under Delhi University and Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. She holds a PhD in computer science and engineering from SRM University, Sonipat, specializing in big data privacy preservation, along with an MPhil, MCA, and ICAR net qualification. Her research interests span big data privacy preservation, IoT, high performance computing, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, with over 32 SAI Scopus Index publications to her credit. Dr. Madan has authored 2 books, Big Data Analytics and Trends in Generative AI, and contributed to IGNOU study material in areas such as DBMS, e-commerce, and object-oriented programming. She has been granted 7 patents, including 2 Indian utility patents, 5 design patents, and 1 Australian innovation patent in blockchain and IoT. An AICTE and CDAC certified high performance computing master trainer, Dr. Madan also serves as an innovation ambassador under the Ministry of Education and is also an IBM certified academic associate in DB2 database fundamentals. Her remarkable contributions as a resource person for numerous faculty and management development programs have inspired educators nationwide. So please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Suman Madan for her session on prompt engineering for educator. Welcome, ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much, Sarika ma'am. I hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction. And after 27 years of experience in this line, it really feels very exciting also to hear such good words. Normally we don't hear it, but yeah, thank you so much. And very good afternoon, everyone. Warm welcome to all the participants for joining this FDP across India. And in fact, I should thank the visionary leadership of Atlas Skilltech University and AIU for actually curating this FDP program on AI and basically AI tools for teaching and learning. And special appreciation goes to Dr. Sarika for inviting me and the AADC coordination team also for the wonderful lineup sessions, which is made for the next week, 1 week complete. So thank you everyone. And as far as my session is considered, like this today's session, that prompt engineering for educators, I am going to speak basically and in fact, we are going to learn basically the language of AI. But to be very frank, the way we ask questions, the way we get the answers from the AI. So that is the most important thing, my dear friends and my dear participants, we have to keep in mind. And that is why we are going to have this session, prompt engineering, because we have to learn what kind of prompts we are supposed to give so that we get good answers from AI, right? And at the same time, we should not forget that, yes, of course, AI is there and it is going to be there, but AI is not going to replace great teacher, right? So obviously this is something which is very, very essential part of any AI tool usage, and we have to be very proud of our knowledge. And this AI is only going to help us. It is not going to create anything or replace any good teacher. This is for sure, it is there, right? So in fact, to be very frank, what keeps me very motivated using this AI is because AI reminds me of some of my students who answers very quickly and in fact very confidently also. But what happens is occasionally they are completely wrong. So this is something we have to keep in mind when we are using these AI tools. Everyone you can't blindly trust whatever AI is giving you, but yes, through proper prompts, you can come out with something which is very sensibly helping all the educators in this line. So let me first share my slides and start this session.
Yes, ma'am. You're the co-host. Just see if you can share this.
Thank you. I hope it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. It's visible. If you can just run it on a...
Right.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it's perfectly visible. Please continue.
So that's what my plan for the today's session is, that I'm going to discuss something what prompting in AI is all about and what are the... Okay. So not only this, what are the different tools, I'll be discussing what prompt engineering is and why it is important, especially in the education landscape. And then I'll be giving you some information about 5S framework for designing effective prompts. I'll be discussing here different types of prompts from zero shot to chain of thoughts, because that is something which is essential for us to understand what kind of data we want to retrieve from the AI tool. And then I'll be discussing on idea plate framework, which is for refining the AI outputs. And then I'm going to give you 2 hands-on practice so that you can see what kind of prompts you are going to give and learn it from there. And especially, I'm going to give you few tools or few prompt examples for research areas specifically, because this is something which is very close to my heart, being an educator. And I think it is good for everyone whoever is in this line, that we should be very clear about it. But before starting further, let me have few options here. Like everyone, since I was listening to the first session, most of you have used ChatGPT and Gemini as an GenAI tool for n number of things. But how many of actually heard about the prompt engineering types and the prompting options? You can mention here in the chat. Let me see how many of you are actually aware of it. What are the different kinds of prompts we have, or what kind of different prompts we can give? Sarika ma'am, can we see chat here?
Yes. Okay. So I request participants to please be interactive.
To just give in case. Okay, so I've got one answer, not aware of it. Okay. Aware of it. Okay.
We need more.
Aware. Unaware. So it's 50-50 chance right now. So I've received 4. 50% is one side, 50 another. Now I'm
so
getting...
we have 140 participants. So I just request everyone to be interactive.
Great. So now I'm getting many unaware answers. So it is good that they will be learning something more meaningful from this particular session. Okay, I have heard about prompt engineering, but not about the types. Great, Nisha ma'am. So this will be something for you guys all who are not actually aware of what are the different kinds of prompts. So I'll try to give you different kinds of prompts as well as how you are going to actually run those kind of prompts to get the corresponding use case based answers from the AI tools, right? So we have different use cases. So let's start this.
So I just request everyone, the sessions will be hands-on except the valedictory and the, inaugural. So if you people are practicing, you can share whatever you are getting, respond to the resource person. If you are using laptop or anything, just please do the hands-on simultaneously. Thank you.
Yeah, especially for my session, I'll be giving you prompts in your chat also, that this is the way you can run. And side by side, I am expecting that you are going to create prompts on your subject area, on your research area, on your subjects of teaching, right? And then let's see what kind of prompts and answers better suits you, right? So, okay. So these are something which is the very first thing, different kinds of prompts, different kinds of GenAI tools, which are very prevalent to create the content in the market. So DeepSeek is one, Claude is another one, Perplexity is another. ChatGPT, everyone knows, so that's the reason I'm going to take the name at the end. But yes, Gemini is another free tool which is freely available with Google. And then Copilot. These are the few names which everyone must have heard at right now, what I think, right? So let me give you a practical exposure to ChatGPT, because that is something which is everyone is aware of. But I'm going to show you the other tools also, whosoever is not aware of it. And practically, we are going to do an activity where we are going to run the same prompt on different AI tools to actually see which one is giving us better results corresponding to my expectation as a user. So this is what is the plan for the whole session. Okay, so let's do it. Okay. Now, the very first thing, the very foundation thing in the session is prompt engineering, and the first term comes out to be prompt. And a prompt is what is simply a text instruction you give to AI model. And it tells you what you do, how you are going to do it, and in what context you are going to do it. And that's the reason I mentioned it here, that think of it as a key. If your key is not proper or a poorly cut key, it is going to open wrong doors, right? So if your key is not proper, if you're not using the correct key, you cannot open the right door, right? So that is the most important thing is you have to keep in mind. So well-structured prompts unlock precise and insightful AI response. Please remember this. And if like I have heard it from number of users, many people say AI is giving all nonsense. So sometimes I always say AI is giving you nonsense, but don't blame AI, because we need to check our key, whether we are using our key properly, yes or no. So that is something which is the most important thing we have to keep in mind. And that is something which I have kept in mind while designing the whole session. The last line here is something which is here, garbage in, garbage out. All of us must have heard of this particular point, right? Absolutely, Dr. Satish Upadhyay, garbage in, garbage out. That is the most important principle that every computer professional is aware of. And I think most of you must have heard about it also, right? So if we feed vague, biased, or some incomplete kind of prompts to AI is going to be in confused manner, in confused state. So they are not going to give you the correct answers. So instead of simply write about AI or AI is bad for learning, and what I'm trying to give with this kind of prompt, AI is bad for learning. That means I'm trying to give some biased opinion to AI itself. And ChatGPT is something which is mostly getting agreed with whatever you are saying, right? Although you will not find that same with DeepSeek or Perplexity, any other AI tool. But yes, this is the problem with ChatGPT. If you are going to say AI is bad for learning, right? So 99% of the cases, that is biased opinion ChatGPT is going to give you for your questions. So don't give that kind of prompt to ChatGPT or any generative AI tool that, okay, which is actually generating some kind of biasness. Okay. Then, of course, when you are going to give biased and vague and incomplete prompts, you are going to get inaccurate output, of course, right? Now comes the next important thing is how you are going to improve this. And this is what we are going to see in the next part of it. That if my quality is good, obviously I'm going to get the good output. So let's start with the first learn by doing experience thing. Let me just, sorry. Okay. See, so all of you, I'll request everyone to please try this. Explain AI. First, write just this on your any ChatGPT kind of GenAI tool. If you want me to run it, I'll run it side by side to show you practically how it is going to be affected. And then we are going to learn the different tools. So I have few things here. Okay, I'll share my screen instead of sharing the PPT so that everyone can see it. The whole screen is visible, I hope. Ma'am, whole screen is visible.
Yes, madam, visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Screen is visible.
So let's see that simple prompt, that is explain AI. I'm just copy pasting it. That's the reason it is showing it like this. Now see this, what it is going to give me. This is going to give me anything starting from general to types, not specific to anything. That means it is not solving my purpose, because my whole agenda was that I want to explain this AI to my students, where I need to explain them the need of this, right? So what I'm going to change this prompt to explain AI as if I am a professor and I need 5 points to explain it to the students what AI is all about. So little bit of tweakness in my prompt is done, and that is what is going to make the whole difference here. Okay. See here, the answer. So which one is better as an educator? Which one is more better for you guys? Which option suits you better? Anyone? Answer 1 or answer 2? This is answer 1.
Answer 2.
Answer 2. And may I know the reason why it is much better?
Yes, because it is according to what I wanted.
It
What
is according to what I should give in sequence to my students, right?
Yes.
When I'm specifying it that I need
Specific.
absolutely very specific. So this is what is the aim of prompt engineering is all about, and that is what actually improves the quality. If your prompt is giving them the complete specific meaning, the specific way of like what you actually need, the context is given, you are going to get the specific quality of answer also. And that is why GIGO, that is garbage in, garbage out, reminds us that AI is nothing but it is users' precision of seeing the things, right? So how carefully you are just planning your vision that, okay, this is something which I'm looking for, exactly what that is what AI is going to give you. So the next is, okay, prompt engineering is essential. Why? Right? Now, prompt engineering matters because it determines not only the accuracy, but tone, depth, and creativity of the response, right? So its efficiency is, you can say like, if I say efficiency and precision, that means as I told you, that this is something which is going to be reflected out from your prompts, right? How good is your prompt? It is going to be reflected on the basis of that. So if your prompt is not proper, obviously it is not going to be very efficient kind of answer in your things. Then human AI collaboration. This is something which is very, very important. You can't say that a particular answer is received, it is absolutely fine. You are supposed to give the human intelligence along with the kind of answers you have received on the basis of that prompt. So if I am receiving this prompt, I can't simply cut, copy, paste on the students' notes, right? This is something which is directly available. I am supposed to analyze it. I may need that, okay, I need to have something more information about NLP and I need to give more information to students about NLP. So you need to do this tweaking. And this is what I'm going to teach you in next half an hour, how much you can just retweak the questions and answers. In fact, when ChatGPT is giving you some AI tool is giving you some answers, they are giving you some hints for modifying it, and they are going to learn on the basis of whatever inputs you are designing with them, right? So this is something you have to be care of. Now, improved problem solving. Now, the moment, since we are belonging to an engineering college, right? So the moment we say that AI is actually helping the educators, it is very essential for us in the sense Like it used to take lots of time to write a particular program and on the basis of little bit of change. But now what happens, even if I am just doing a coding as per my logic, somewhere if I'm stuck and I'm not able to find out the syntax, ChatGPT or any GenAI tool is there which is helping me out to find out what is the error. The only important thing is now, after understanding that particular error, I am going to incorporate that in my own problem solution so that my productivity is improved. That is what in the previous session sir was trying to explain us, that it is for our benefit, for increasing our productivity. Now, enhance creativity. I'm going to give you some prompts which is actually going to give you a enhancement of creativity, in the sense something which is already existing and you are trying to use that particular thing through your creativity, trying to innovate something new. So say for example, I have a particular assignment which is on, say for example, different kinds of festivals in India, right? So as a North Indian, I know only 10, 5, 15 festivals. Maybe there are some festivals which I'm not aware of, which is happening in South or West side of India, right? So when I'm giving this kind of prompt, right, and I'm giving some kind of examples that I know Holi, I know Deepavali, I know Bhai Dooj, this kind of things, please give me complete list of festivals. AI is going to help me in creating this particular answer in minutes. In fact, I should say seconds, and I can create a beautiful assignments for the students on the basis of these festivals, create ethical or some other kind of IKS kind of assignment for the students, like what all ethics can be involved for these festivals and any other thing. So this is something which is essential for us to understand. Now, prompt engineering, I have already explained you. This is a large language model which is giving you the output. The important part comes here in the second part, that is the word choice, phrasing, order, all influence the result. The word choice is another important thing. If I am not giving proper prompt, right? If I am not phrasing my requirement properly, sometimes as an educator, we ourselves are not very clear about it, right? So we can start from different prompts, basic prompts, and then we can modify them so that we know something is that this is something which we want, this is something we don't want. So why is important, what kind of order you are going to have for your answers. Then comes your what. What is another important kind of things, that what you are expecting from a particular prompt, right? For better understanding, right? It's a like a student only who is this LLM model is going to learn, but it is totally dependent on you how you are going to teach them. So you are supposed to tell why you need this, what do you want to do, what kind of output you want to see in your answers, right? And how you want to have that particular usage, right? So you need to be very clear when you are doing any prompting. What is your objective? Since when we go and take any topic in the class, we always tell this is my objective for the class. That same way, I need to give that prompt very clearly that this is my objective. And in this particular manner, in this particular context, I want, and this is the specific things, along with, I want some constraints. Say, for example, my constraint is, I want to have just 150 words of summary of any answer. So that's a kind of constraint. Or I need, say, for example, when we are preparing our lesson plans, we need to give something like, okay, I need textbook maybe relevant to this area. So these are the constraints which you always specify when you give the prompt options. Okay, this I was talking about, that when you create a good prompt, the first thing is you have to give a role. So as a computer science professor, that is just refining a role, because ChatGPT is going to assume himself as the person who is giving that particular prompt. Then specific objective is your task, in which situation or which environmental factors or with which background you want the context, you need to set up that context. And what kind of formatting is done. You will see that even if you are not giving some or the other component of this particular screen, it is going to ask you which format you want, right? So because now the the moment you are doing some prompts, you are executing some prompts on anything, it is going to reiterate. It is reinforcement learning is happening. So it is going to learn from your previous prompts, and it is going to ask you which particular format you want, right? So the structure is another very, very important thing which you are supposed to tell, because information is conveyed in this particular format only. And then comes the tone. Sometimes when we are writing academic writing, we are supposed to give that I need to have something related to the academic style of writing the things. Otherwise, I can always say I need the formal and informal way of communication. So these are the 5 important things which your prompt should include in any particular prompt. Now, this is something which I was talking about, that we are going to have different kinds of prompts, right? So let's explore different prompting styles one by one. Here, the first one is the zero shot prompt. Now, the moment I heard zero shot, that itself explains that it is the most generic one, right? It is the most generic. Why? Because this is something where you are directly giving instruction to the generative AI tool that I want this, right? Directly AI to perform this. Say, for example, here I need to create a lesson plan for Panch Mahabhut. I hope everyone knows what is Panch Mahabhut. It is related to IKS, and this is related to the 5 elements, right? So, yeah, thank you. So when I say, okay, I'm going to incorporate, absolutely. So the moment I'm saying that I'm going to have a 3D lesson plan on this for graduate students, and I want to connect it to the environmental sustainability, how I should create this prompt? Anyone who can write in chat? If it is one shot, I am simply asking the generative AI tool to give me a lesson plan on this. How I'm going to write it? Anyone who can write in chat box what kind of prompt we should give? It is zero shot. So you are simply straight away telling that I want this. So here the example is clearly written on your screen itself. I'm just trying to have that thing. I can always write, wow, Dr. Eman, thank you so much for using it as it is. Instead, I would have given it something like here. I'll use, of course, I'll copy paste certain things. See here. When I'm saying it is zero shot, that means I am going to simply say create lesson plan. This is one shot, zero shot in fact. मैंने उसको कोई background, no background is given, simply the topic is given and I am asking to create the lesson plan. This is something which is the most generic in its nature, and this is something we should avoid because it is going to have its own way. It is giving me 5 learning objectives because somewhere here in my history, it is finding that I want 5 objectives, learning objectives in it. So that's the reason it is creating this kind of things. Maybe if anyone else is trying, it is showing some different kind of output generation. Anyone who is trying the ChatGPT for the first time and getting different answer, if you are practicing it side by side, anyone? Is there anyone who is working side by side? No? No one is working side by side. Okay, so you can try it like once. The zero shot means, in simple terms, it is the straight away. Then comes role-based prompt. Now see here the example. When I'm giving role-based prompt, I'm assigning role. As a professor of so-and-so, I need this. So as a management professor, explain this using modern examples from pollution control and renewable energy. I don't know both the fields, very general ones, but I just try to teach and try to find out how it is going to correlate the 5 elements to pollution and e-waste kind of things. And this is the kind of corresponding outputs which is visible on your screen. I received it from ChatGPT. It was very like there is something very new to me, very innovative kind of thing to me, that Prithvi is getting associated with material stewardship and waste management. Similarly, air is getting linked to clean mobility and emission management, and so on. So this is something which is the thing you need to be very clear about, that okay, this can be linked, right? So sometimes what happens as an educators, since we have experience of so many years and we have that traditional way of learning and teaching, so sometimes we don't relate it to the new system, right? So what happens is, like this was just one experiment I was doing, because recently I was working on IKS system, and when I thought, okay, can I relate IKS to computer science technology students in as far as their syllabus is considered? And can I make this part of their curriculum because of this NEP, which is enforcing IKS now? So this is the kind of exploration which ChatGPT or any Gen AI tool is actually giving me. And this is what we are supposed to experiment here, right? So role-based prompting means you are going to present it to the ChatGPT or any Gen AI tool that you have to behave like so-and-so person or so-and-so professor. This is something which is the second kind of prompting. Next comes the few shot prompting. Few shot prompting is something which is like I have given you here, that I am giving you few examples, and then on the basis of that, you try to give me some other response. So this is what is my whole agenda in case of Gen AI thing is that, see here the example. Example one is that earth is related to soil fertility and water is something related to rainwater harvesting. So I gave two examples, and now I want ChatGPT or any Gen AI tool to actually explain me the remaining three elements, that is fire, air, and space, with sustainability based classroom examples, right? So this is what it is going to generate it to you. Now I want you guys to proceed further. If the same kind of prompt, I'll copy this prompt, you tried another Change AI tool, another tool instead of ChatGPT, use Claude or Perplexity also. I'll show you the different tools before proceeding further, so that side by side you can try. So Claude, you can always get it with Claude OA and Birding. And of course, I need to agree the terms before proceeding further. You need to log in to get the proper things. I don't want to give it right now. Let's do it Perplexity also. Here you can copy paste the same. Then you can give it to Google Gemini also, copy paste the same, and let's see what kind of responses we are getting for this. So I'll copy paste it for you guys once and see what it is going to give me. Let me give it side by side to this also. So this is just to demonstrate, guys, that all AI tools are going to give you in different depth. This is something, fire is vital for this, air is for this, space symbolizing something. Then you are getting some more prompts that in case you want to modify it further, you are getting some kind of recommendations from the AI tools. Similarly, you see here, Google, they have given, sorry. In case of any question, I request everyone to please put it on the chat. Okay, so see here, the different kind of answer that Gemini is giving you. So fire is something which is related to this. The prompt is same, but depending on the kind of that particular learning, that particular LLM model has done it before, this is giving you and trying to give you different kind of answers. So now the best part of it is, as an AI expert, what I generally do is I don't totally rely for getting that information on one Gen AI tool. I always give my prompt, same prompt, to more than two tools and try to extract that information and then use my human intelligence to actually come up with the final maybe lesson plan, maybe case study, maybe any kind of educational document which I am going to create. I always pick up it from a number of things. So I request everyone to please try it once so that you can just see the kind of combination. Now, the thing is, Gemini is giving you one step ahead. They are giving you export to sheet straight away. So this table is going to be there in your sheet, and then you can use it. Similarly, here you can get number of theoretical one space answer, right? So you can use that way also. Okay, I just hope the 3 prompts are clear. Can I proceed further? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let's come to the next one. Thank you so much. Okay, next is the creative prompt. Now, creative prompt is something which is like, I am not at all good at poem. So I generally do it whenever someone tells me to create a poem for something of that sort, especially for my kids. And something, this is something which I use it in education system also, that sometimes what happens, students are very good at learning something if it is in some poetic forms also, right? So in case you want to create some innovative and engaging content, and you can give something creativity that you want, short poem, short story related to this, describing what you want in that. So this is the creativity prompt, which is it is trying to build up for you. So here, if you can see 5 element in digital age, it is trying to relate all the 5 elements. And why I created this particular prompt was because there was one student who was actually a student of some elective based on the IKS system. And he came to me, ma'am, see, I am going to create one poem on this. And I said, okay, even I can create a poem on this. You have to give me generally 2 minutes. So he was like, ma'am, are you also good at writing poems? And I am not at all good at writing poems, to be very frank. Forget poems. I'm not at all very good at writing long essay kind of answers. But yes, this is what Genia is helping me, helping persons like me to create innovative and engaging contents. So creative prompts can be there. Then comparative prompt. This is something which we use normally to highlight certain things in class, as well as something for our research also, right? As an educators, for case studies also, right? So you are going to basically have that tabular structure. Now, what happens even in the cases that like ChatGPT gave you the detailed answer for the 3 elements and everything. Now I can always give it that it's fine that you gave me this answer, but can you just convert this thing to a tabular structure? Now this is given here, right? So now when I want something compare, so compare or give me in tabular format. Okay. Now, this is another way of using ChatGPT or any GI tool. Now, see what happens. Now, it is giving me 3 important concepts. Again, some kind of creativity is required here. So I'm going to mix match different kinds of prompts here. So now table structure is created, but I want something more here, some new column here. So what I can do is I can always add 1 or 2 new columns to make this table little more rich. Now in data, I can always say create or suggest. Okay, I was not aware that I'm not added to this. Oh, continue. That's the limitation we are having, but this is fine. I must have clicked it somewhere. See here. Now, this was already there. Now, the two difference columns, sustainability concept was there, classroom example was there. But now I've got two more things, the goal as well as the activity idea. So this is again telling me something which I can always include in the data part of when I'm explaining certain concepts to the students, keeping in mind what kind of student activity can be done on the basis of that particular concept which I am giving you. So here on the basis of Earth, this kind of activity can be planned, right? So your prompt is going to give, even if you don't remember anything, you can always give some kind of clue also so that it is very clear to the ChatGPT what kind of answers you are looking for. Okay, then comes your next prompt, that is the reflective prompt. And it is a kind of reflection on the whatever you are going through. Say, for example, some kind of analysis is there, some kind of Excel sheet. You can do it through reflective, and how basically this particular thing is. So this reflection is integrating that Panch Maha. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, you're
There was
audible.
some-
Yes, ma'am. You're audible.
Okay, let me share my slide again. So where were we?
Yes, your slide is not visible, so you can just share it again. Yeah, it's visible now.
It's visible now. Okay.
Yes,
I think there was some network issue.
no problem, no problem. Now it's visible. You can run it on a, yeah, perfectly fine.
Okay, now this is now something which is chain of thought prompt. Now, when I say chain of thought prompt, that means step by step you are trying to link each element to particular previous executed prompt output, right? So this is one example here which I have listed. Step by step, explain me each element of this aligning with the modern sustainability practice. So this is something, if you see the output which I have added here in the presentation slide, this is not created by me. This is simply on the basis of this prompt, I have executed it and I told ChatGPT on GenAI tool to give me in the poster form so that I can add it as an visual for my students when I'm teaching. Right? So the use of the materials which you can create, although you have n number of tools available in the market, and during next 4 days, you will be learning different kinds of tools which are available to convert your text to image or this kind of, you can say, visual, right? But this is something which straight away comes from the prompting itself also, because ChatGPT knows that whenever I do any kind of searching, after that I always need a suggestion for what kind of visual I should include in my lesson plan or in my presentations, right? So that is something which is, since it is already learned, so it gave me that option that straight away you can come out with a particular poster kind of thing also. So this is chain of thought. From first to last, what is happening to another thing, modifying the things. You are trying to just modify the things. Earlier, it was just a content. Now you can come out to be that, okay, you want the word presentation, that is whatever content is there, you want it in the word format. Then you can come up with, no, I need it in the presentation format. You may come up with certain things in the prompting that straight away come up to a particular poster kind of thing so that I can include that visual as it is. So these are the few prompts for you guys, to understand that, okay, we are going to use it, right? Now, here, I want, before proceeding further, I would like to know how many of you have actually tried the previous thing, that is trying chain of thoughts or any other kind of prompt straight away without knowing. Of course, many people must have used it, right? But straight away, did you guys actually heard of all these different kinds of prompts? Yes or no, or something was new to you? In the chat box, I'm looking for some answers here to proceed further, because I have to. Okay, Dr. Awasthi, she was not aware of the prompts, type of prompts, but did you actually use this kind of prompts in your regular daily lecture planning or something? Yeah, few of them. Okay. Can I have more? No. Okay. There are specific suggestions in the research process, yes. But do you actually use this to create case studies for your students, or we use the case studies straight away which are available in the market? Yukti ma'am, I would like to know more about this. Yes, for case studies also. Okay. So why I asked, yes, for few use cases. Okay. So why I asked is because this is something which is essential. Since I've given you the type of creative prompts and everything, I am going to have some activity now on this. And after this one topic, we are going to actually create those prompts from something which is already existing and trying to modify it in another format and in other requirement, I should say, and come out with a solution like, okay, this is something which is what I can use in my class as a material, classroom material. So let's see this thing. Sorry, before this, I missed one slide. Okay. This is 5S framework for effective prompts. This 5S, that is setting the scene. We have to be very specific, then simplify the language and structure the output along with the sharing the feedbacks. And out of these 5, most of the people, what we do as when we are using the prompts is we always say, okay, I need so-and-so thing, and you have to give me the structure. And of course, English is something which if we are going to add more jargons to it, it is very difficult sometimes to understand. But yes, you can have it simple, plain, standard formats. You can give, like I have given you one, that I want engaging lesson plan with NAAC standard. This is my major constraint, that it has to be as per NAAC, because now for the educators, each and everything has to be in the format which NAAC or NBA actually takes it. So this is something, the examples I have added here. When you say setting the screen or setting the scene, that means you are trying to give the environment, that you are an expert, instruction designer, teacher, whatever way you want to explain, you are a professor. So that is what is setting the scene. But what we always forget is the last part, that is the sharing the feedback. And if you have noticed it ever, whenever ChatGPT or any AI tool gives you some kind of output, they always comes up with thumbs up or thumbs down kind of things to take a feedback from you. What people, they don't do is, they never write, okay, this is something which I was expecting. Please treat your GenAI tool as if the tool is your assistant, and you are supposed to give very liberal kind of appreciation to tool also. Like if you're going to use perfect, this is something I was looking for. See, you'll remember that even the LLM is going to remember that thing. Okay, this is something which Dr. Suman was looking for. And they are going to, that is going to be in the memory. And the next prompt, whenever you are going to write, it knows what kind of answer is you are expecting from that particular tool. So this is something which is very, very important. And that is the reason we say 5S framework is a very, very effective one. Not only specific and setting the screen and the environment and the structure, but feedback sharing with the GenAI tool is actually a kind of reinforced learning. So please give that reinforcement learning to all GenAI tools, whichever tool you are working with, right? So this is, now when I say framework, now continuous improvement cycle is also there in prompting, right? And this is known as idea framework. When I say idea, the very first thing says include essential parts. Now, when I say include essential parts means I am supposed to create different aspects in this, and I am going to write here the different parts, something like I am going to include here the persona, right? You are supposed to give, simply copy paste nahi karna hai. I'm supposed to give, okay, this is, as a professor, I am going to create this and I want something like this. I need it for academic writing. I need to present it to the students. These kind of things is something which is going to help the ChatGPT or any GI tool to understand who are you, for whom it is going to create the content. Then aim recipients, that you are going to create a particular content for whom. Like, say, for example, if I'm going to create content for this FDP, I have to give that my audience for this particular FDP will be the faculties, not the students, because each and every recipient or the participant or the audience is going to have different kind of delivery. So this is something which I'm supposed to explain it to any GenAI tool. Then, of course, the theme and the centering thing. When I'm writing, say, for example, if I take this FDP as an answer, I can't say, okay, I need prompt engineering for educators only and create a slide for me. I am supposed to give the complete story that this is an FDP for, say, 5 days or 7 days on such a such theme majorly. On this, I'm going to have this session. So the complete story I'm supposed to build up as an important essential parts when I'm going to create this prompt. So this is known as my first I, that is idea, include essential parts. Then comes your D part, that is develop using the clear language. Clear language is something which is you are going to give with clarity what you want. You are going to have a structured or the coherent approach. Then you are going to avoid that ambiguity. Mujhe nahi malum, something which is not very clear to me, right? You can't say that. So you have to be very explicitly giving and avoiding that ambiguity and something. Then allow adaptability in the sense, say, for example, ChatGPT is or any GI tool is giving you that this is not possible. I need to have this as a part, or this is my suggestion. That is going to give and add new novelty in your content. So allow that, accept that adaptability, because this is something which we are using AI tool. Otherwise, we are good at having the general common intelligence also. And then set the boundaries in the sense, because in case it is for the classroom discussions and we know that maybe my student is not going to read case study which is of more than 2 pages, then you need to give your boundaries, okay, narrow down the scope of the discussion and limit the size to this particular things. So all those instructions have to be very clear. Otherwise, it is going to use all the concepts and it is going to give you a very vague kind of long stories whenever you are creating your case studies. Then comes your 3, that is E, that is evaluate, refine outputs. This is very, very essential, which people normally we do, because sometimes we take out things. And another thing is that most of the people sometimes they expect that, okay, this is AI has given some output, so this has to be correct. No, that human intelligence cannot be replaced. So I request everyone, whosoever is actually using these AI tools, to please evaluate the outputs, refine your prompts and check whether it is as per your requirements, as per the not only your requirements, as per the biasness is not there or vagueness is not there, or maybe the clarity of the context is there. So Everything is required. You are supposed to have it. And when I say here the feedback loop, as we take feedback from our students to improve ourselves, you are supposed to give that feedback after everything to your Gen AI prompt also, because only then it is going to learn and it is going to give you the answers as per your expectation, quality answers as per your expectations. So regular evaluating and refining your outputs is essential. Don't think that within one prompt only you are going to get the exact answer. And the last one is apply with accountability. Now, when I say accountability means like if I'm going to use the ChatGPT version straight away in my research, straight away in my cases. So as I said, it is not necessary that you are going to get 100% correct answer every time. It happens. And in fact, I don't know if anyone has already experienced, even if you are giving some quiz, 1 or 2 answers are wrong. Has anyone experienced that kind of thing here? In my lot, that ChatGPT is giving you some kind of content and that content itself was not correct. Yes, one yes. What about others? We have 138, so at least 4 5 years, so I can expect 2 3, right? So this is something which is essential. Everyone has already witnessed this. So accountability is something which is very, very important for improvement. That when you are getting any kind of response from Gen AI, please reinforce, check it once that this is proper, yes or no. And that is the reason I always use same prompt on more than one Gen AI tool, because the moment there is some mistake at one particular tool, the other tool is going to prompt me in that particular manner, and it is clear to me, okay, there is something which is wrong, which I am not supposed to pass it on as it is to the next level. So this is something we have to be very clear about. That is the conceptual knowledge, and on the basis of all these concepts, that is 5S framework, or you can say idea, I request everyone to please at this stage do a hands-on and share the screen with me. That hands-on will be something related to this part. That practical approach पे हम बाद में आते हैं. Let's see this part, that you are going to have some kind of lesson summaries, right? So it happens like we educators, we get new materials, and sometimes we are supposed to read each and every material ourselves before pass it on to our students. But nowadays, even our students are very smart enough. So whenever we give any case study or any big chapter by kind of things to them, any PDF to them, they always find out the lesson summary and go through that. So this is that same way we can also create huge chapters summarized, and we can use that content in our presentations also. So this is one example of that. I'll show you this PDF myself. See, this is a huge PDF because this is going to have Mahabharata. All chapter of Mahabharata is there in this particular PDF. Still, I can have it and extract it chapter-wise summary, and I can create presentations on this. So I'm not going to do presentation part here, because that you are going to do in the next 2 days. From the content, how you are going to create the presentations. But what we can do is, from this whole PDF, using proper prompting, you can create the summary chapter wise, and then you can use that summary to create your presentation. That is what, as an educators, we need. Our work gets simplified. We need to just do the chain of thoughts we have to apply, chain of thought prompting we have to apply and use it. So let's, everyone, I'll not say that you use Mahabharata itself, but I request everyone to please practice in their own research area. Whatever research or subject is there, they are teaching. Take out one big chapter, give a proper prompt on the basis of 5S or idea itself, and then let's see, is that the something which you are looking for. And I am going to ask someone to share the screen and share the kind of prompting they have done. Uh, yes, Sheetal ma'am.
If anyone wanted to share, can you just raise your hand so I'll allow them to share their screen?
Yeah, so I want everyone to, I'll stop sharing. You can create prompt in your area or in your own subject, and then let's see what kind of summary you are coming up with. I'm not giving any particular topic, but I need just one research summary you are trying to find out. And you have to give a prompt based on 5S or idea framework, which I have covered in the today's session. So we can give 5 minutes to write that prompt. And whosoever wants to share their screen, they can just raise or hands, or you can mention in the chat box. Thank you so much, ma'am.
This is the actual use of creative prompt. At the same time, compliment to you. Very smart, Sonia Bhavsar ma'am.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank
That
you,
is
ma'am.
what this
So
creative
we
prompt is all
request,
about.
yes, we request other people also to share this one.
I
Maybe
request
they can,
everyone to try this prompt
yeah.
once for their own area. Like that, since the participants belongs to different domains and fields, so I never wanted to give one common topic to create the summary of it. And that is the reason I'm requesting everyone to please come up with different prompt. Okay, someone has posted here. Okay. Before I make the plan, can you confirm what subject level you wanted? Absolutely. So Divya ma'am, so what was your prompt?
So, ma'am, I gave a very basic prompt. Like I did not, specify. So
Right.
then it asked me, first you specify and then I will give you the answer.
Absolutely. So whether you give the zero shot prompt, ki I want something like this, and that's the reason it is asking you
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is what I was telling you. See, if you're giving just a vague prompt, I want this, right? So this is going to be very, since you are not doing it for the regular basis, you are not using this kind of summary and kind of things and prompting kind of things. So what it is going to do is, whatever is in your summary, if you see any chat box, like I'll show you here, this is the summary, right, which is available for any, like ChatGPT, where it is. Okay. See here, this is the kind of summary it is already storing here. Is it coming on the screen? No, I have not shared the screen. I'm so sorry.
Can you just share your screen,
I'll
please,
share, yes. I'll share my screen.
so that they will get a clear picture about. Yes,
Is
now
it
it's
coming?
yes, it's
See,
visible,
so
ma'am. Yeah.
whatever prompting is coming, it is on the basis of this history, which is regular basis I am doing it. And I am doing any kind of like chain of thoughts is there. I'm trying to do it. Okay, what you are trying to create it for me, some kind of context, what I need. So this is something which is chain of thoughts, right? So depending on my chain of thoughts, and this is something I am working on currently in my technical side. So what I was expecting is to give me some kind of codes, everything. It is giving me and explaining me certain things as per my, this is my code, and I was getting a little bit confused, right? Okay, what is the problem I have made in this? So this is something which I gave. Okay, this is correct, mostly correct, but for clarity, you have to increase this. So based on my prompts, it is going to give me different kind of outputs as Divya ma'am has shared. Maybe if I'm going to give, it is going to give me, okay, straight away the answer instead of asking me the formats, because it is already there in my list. So that is something I was asking for. I'll request everyone to please try it once and
Post, yeah. So Geeta
share
ma'am,
their
just
prompts.
you can, yeah, just
The
Geeta
chat
ma'am, you can
also you
just
can
share.
write just the prompt.
Yes.
Is
If
there
you can
anyone?
unmute,
Yeah.
if you can unmute yourself and explain if you would like to, or otherwise you can type it in the chat box.
No, I can unmute. Actually, I'm from two devices. The one which I am on doesn't
We
work.
can hear you clearly, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah,
We can hear
okay.
you now.
So
Like
I
to
was
share
just
something.
like, this was what I was reading also quite some time back. So give me a lesson plan on Bhagavad Gita and the Indian legal system for the students of law in Mumbai.
Wow.
Okay, so is it right or wrong? Like it has guessed that I'm teaching
Ma'am,
LLB and
at
LLM.
least you are trying to connect it with law, and law is based from IKS system only nowadays in Indian law, especially. And
Actually,
see,
when I
my
went into reading, there
curiosity.
was lots in that.
Yeah, and
Indian.
see, my curiosity. I am a tech person. I'm trying to connect IKS and Bhagavad Gita and the 5 elements to technology.
Yeah, so it has got lots actually. So then the way in which it has divided. So target audience and then location and
Correct.
yeah.
So, did you actually got that final prompt and final answer which you were expecting? Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the.
I just applied
This is
whatever I was hearing and I
perfect.
am doing it for the first time today in this proper manner, or else it has always been like, summary kind of a thing. I've
Correct.
never
So, I
used it
think
as a lesson. Yeah.
so this session was useful for you.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Because or
Great.
else, students tell us what has to be done. We are particularly in a law college, no?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we are
Okay.
glad, ma'am. Even
But
all the sessions, we are even requesting all the participants to do the hands-on to get more clear picture about the tools and the use of the tools. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
ma'am,
Thank
here you have given one prompt like give me lesson plan. You can add more things that you want to have objectives mentioned here as per the NEC format, as per the
Oh,
Indian Act. Just write because chain of thought is there. Now you can add here another prompt here that
yeah.
you add all the objectives as per NEC format.
Okay.
Just mention
Yeah.
it
And
here.
I was
So
also
just see the prompt.
wondering, like how do we put it across as a professor, so like, associate professor, whatever. Like that
Mhm.
need not be there, right? Your target audience is set, then it's understood, no?
Yeah, one of the
Ah,
thing you need to explain. Either you say
okay.
I am professor, that means you are going to give it a lecture, or otherwise you can say like, say for example, if I'm going to write as a professor and I'm
Ah,
preparing some material for this FDP, then there is a
ah,
difference because it will be not for the students, it is for someone who already knows certain things, right? So
yeah.
then I need to give the audience also. So it totally depends on what kind of content you are trying to create through that GenAI tool.
Yeah. And last thing, this was my last question also, like thumbs up and thumbs down.
Right.
So here, how should I go about it? Like,
See, you do thumbs up here,
huh?
right? And then you
Yes.
write here, great, this is what I was looking for. Is
Okay.
it as if you're talking to your child,
Okay.
right? So that
Yeah.
motivation is something, see, it is going to give you the answer also. Okay, I am glad that you liked it. And next time when you are going to do it, it is going to take this something like in this format itself.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so
That is
much.
what is reinforcement learning and the positive feedback shared. And sometimes when you don't like, now you can always say, this is not I am expecting. See the kind of response it is going to change as per your acceptance. So what happens, ma'am, since we are from the technology, we understand your feedback is actually getting stored in the memory.
Okay.
Right. So the moment you say, no, this is not I am looking for, ChatGPT or any GenAI tool, they are going to check their memory for the positive responses. And then they are going to train it and then they are going to redo the things on the basis of the positive responses. So this is how LLMs are actually working.
Okay. Yeah. This was great, ma'am.
That is the reason I said,
Yeah. This
thank
was
you.
great. Thank you so much.
Glad. Pleasure,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thanks.
Thank you,
I'll
ma'am.
stop sharing. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, then I'll share another slide also. The last one. I hope we have time, Sarika ma'am. I think we have time. Okay, now there is another thing which is like this, that creation of case study. So I was trying to create a case study. I was going through a case study which is already available on this particular on this particular link. See how I have used this particular thing. the case study is already available here, and I really like this case study, but I wanted to create another case for my students, and it has to be on the basis of ethics and from Bhagavad Gita, as ma'am said. So I just give that as a professor of IKS, and based on the case study, I am giving one example. If you remember, few short examples, prompting. So this is that example of this, that I am giving you a case study. Based on this, you create another story, another case, which is going to be this. See if I'm going to run this, what kind of output I'll be getting. Just do it. This is the prompt which is already created one. So let me try it. I'll use a new chart. Now see, since I have already given this example of the case study, that I want a case something like this, which is on the basis of this. See the case study. The background is there. Thus, the ethical choices are there. The leadership themes and ethical questions are there straight away. Discussion questions are there, right? So everything is there from that particular, because I already like that particular thing. So I'm giving that example to this Chen AI tool, that, okay, you are supposed to give me this. Otherwise, it is really very difficult to write and enter the thing. So example is another very good thing, which we can give it as a prompt, that use this. The important part over here is, like in case studies, like it's always better if you give some good case study as an example and then try to create another case from that, because it will be easy for you to convey what you want from the GenAI tool, right? So this is another important example which I wanted to share with you guys, because in management, or nowadays even in technology and other field, other domains, even in law, we always give cases, right? In fact, ma'am, law se mujhe yaad aaya, ma'am, Geeta ma'am, my niece is a lawyer, practitioner lawyer, and
Yeah.
I told her to use ChatGPT for making some basic applications and drafting some applications. And she's now giving me every day one thumbs up. Because of you, I was able to complete it. So this is essential for everyone, that we need to give one basic as an example, and then try to give, take out the n number of things as an outcome based things. Shrikantha sir, you want to say something? I think it's by mistake. Okay, so yeah. Then the one last slide which I skipped is this one. This is for our researchers. I am a researcher, and this is something which is very essential. And I always tell my PhD scholars also to use this for the content creation kind of thing, for the things which are not very clearly available to them. Sometimes something is not coming to our minds. So this is like identify 3 unexplored research gaps. So the moment you are giving some kind of research articles to GenAI, I can always attach my articles to GenAI. Say, for example, this is the scenario. Here, I can always add few PDFs. So I have already attached almost 6-7 PDFs. And then I always ask, okay, out of this, give me summary of it. So this is the best part of this prompt, that it is going to analyze from my field, my research articles, and then it is going to create some kind of research gap for me, which I need to verify whether I actually need that or not, right? Then it's up to me how I'm going to select. Similarly, for n number of things, we can use it. And this is one example, that for number of use cases, we can create number of ways the prompts. I know I think it can be clearly visible. I hope it is visible.
Yes, it is visible
Clearly.
properly.
Okay. So these are the different kinds of use cases for which you can create different kinds of prompts. One example is added here in this picture because I wanted to cover maximum things. So brainstorming के लिए this kind of prompt you can give, then literature, then quick builder, timelining. For different kinds of analysis, different prompts you can create and use. And if anyone wants to get connected with me, this is my LinkedIn profile. You can scan it and then you can get, we can get linked on the LinkedIn account. That's a professional thing. We can have it. And thank you so much, everyone, for your time. And I hope the session was of some use to everyone.
Thank you, Kaididu.
And I'll simply say, keep experimenting with AI in your teaching as well as in your research, and keep on prompting, and happy prompting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Ma'am, we'll take a few questions.
Okay. Please.
So anybody, if I have any questions, they can type it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and answer. By the time, I'll just share the feedback form link.
I'll be happy to answer any question, anyone.
If we have any questions, you all can just type it in the chat box. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it is visible. So everyone is busy with
Yeah,
attendance.
dear part. So just a message to all the participants. All the registered participants are required to fill the attendance and feedback form to be eligible for the certificate of participation. Please note that attendance in all the 5 days of the FDP is mandatory for the certificate. You need to fill out the form at the end of the session only, and the link will be shared only in the Zoom meeting link and will remain active for 15 minutes. The link which we have shared here, I'm sorry to say that will not be shared or posted anywhere outside or in the WhatsApp group as well. Today was the first day of the FDP and many people have missed out. That's why I've shared the link of both the session. The day 1, session 1 and day 1, session 2 links are available in the chat box. One more very important announcement, you need to register for this FDP. So I've shared the registration link once again for the outside participants. Registration is mandatory to receive the certificate along with your attendance, and the feedback form will be recorded in the links which is given over here. I'm sharing it right now because I have received many messages on the group, right, for the same. So I request everyone to please fill out the links without fail. And yeah, we can take up few questions. I think someone has raised the hand.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. My
Yes.
name is
Hi.
Dr. Aman Sadi, and my
Yes, ma'am.
question
No.
is relevant with research.
I'll request the other participants to please mute themselves. Okay, and now you can unmute, ma'am, and ask the question.
Ma'am, my question was related to the research. Actually, I've tried many of the times to get a review of literatures, like earlier, since this AI was quite new, around 4, 5 months back, I can say. So all the time, the references, what I was getting was absolutely wrong. So since ma'am is also a great researcher, I would like to know, okay, for the correct types of referencing, what can be the idea or prompting for that?
Yes, Suman ma'am.
Yeah. So, ma'am, again, my favorite area. Okay. So this is something, ma'am, if you are just focusing on ChatGPT as an Gen AI tool for your citations and corresponding references, of course, you will be getting many wrong citations, or maybe the links are not proper. That's the reason I suggested you that you can go for Grok or you can go for Perplexity. And please, when you are giving the prompt, mention that I want working citations and proper links to the citation. So when you are giving this prompt that I need proper links to the citation, it is going to give you, in 90% of the cases, it is going to give you the correct link, right? So if you're not mentioning that proper link, if you're not asking in that prompt, you will not get proper citations also. So you have to give as an prompt, I want citations in proper link format as well as the link to the papers so that I can use it straight away in my paper or in my research. Then you will get it.
Suman ma'am, I have a
Yes.
Just
question
to add
here.
on, just one sec, ma'am. Just to
Yeah.
add on to this one, ma'am, we are planning to conduct an upcoming FDP on AI tools for research. So I'll be sharing the details soon with you all. So whoever will be interested to know more details about the AI tools for research, they can join our FDP. Yes, ma'am. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so
Suman
much.
ma'am, thank you so much for that insight. Rather very, very nice and insightful session also. But maybe to abstain from any such mistake of, wrong citation, they can also cross-check on Google Scholar or EBSCO. Maybe once.
Not only Google Scholar, there are n number of tools nowadays available, starting from Skyspace to Semantic Scholar to another space. Many tools are there. Right? So,
But that cross-checking is important, no?
yes, cross-checking is very important. But even if you are working with one Gen AI tool, you need to give this as a prompt that I want proper link to this. So the moment you are giving this, since nowadays even ChatGPT is now reinforced learning is already happening day by day. So nowadays, if you see even ChatGPT with this prompting that you need proper linking, you are definitely going to get 90% correct links.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah.
So that is important because you need to say that I want to use as it is, and proper link has to be there. And if you're going to click, you will find linking symbol as well as the corresponding the complete address also, right? So the moment you are going to click on this, it is going to open the paper.
Thank you so much, ma'am, because hallucination is a very big problem,
Yes, very true. Very true.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, so since we don't have any more questions, we'll just to the end now of this FDP. I hope you all might have filled up the form, the attendance and feedback form by the time. So let me take this opportunity to thank you, our Suman ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Suman Madan, for this truly insightful and engaging section on prompt engineering for educators. Your session beautifully demonstrated how educators can thoughtfully craft the prompts to make AI a powerful teaching partner, enhancing creativity, personalization, and classroom engagement. The clarity, practical examples, and especially the hands-on insight you shared have given all of us the fresh perspective on integrating AI meaningfully into our teaching practices. So on behalf of Association of Indian Universities and the Atlas Skilltech University, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for taking time out for your schedule to contribute to the AIU Atlas ADC Faculty Development Program on AI tools for teaching and learning excellence. We are delighted to present you with this certificate of appreciation as a token of our thanks and recognition for your valuable contribution. Thank you once again, ma'am, for your inspiring us with your expertise and passion for innovation in education. And you can clearly see the messages from all the participants in the chat box as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So just to move on, as we are at the end of the FDP, let me just share the schedule, which I have already shared in the WhatsApp group, right? So thank you once again to all the participants for joining us today for both the session on day one of our FDP. Let me quickly walk you through the schedule for this 5-day faculty development program. Each day is designed, you can see over here, to combine the inspiration with practical learning, featuring the expert sessions, demonstrations, and interactive discussion on how AI can transform teaching and learning. You will explore tools for content creation, assessment, student engagement, and productivity. And on the final day, we will have a special keynote and closing reflections to share the key takeaways and insight. So I encourage everyone to participate actively, experiment with the tools, and make the most of this opportunity to learn and collaborate. So on behalf of Atlas Skilltech University and AIU, thank you so much, everyone, for your presence and enthusiasm. Wishing you all a wonderful and enriching FDP ahead. See you tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.